viewers, friends, colleagues. Hello and welcome to Reading with a Fedora. I'm your host, Dorkery, and I am wearing a fedora. I am not going to actually read a book in this segment. I would actually like to do a brief introduction to this entire channel and what this project is about. Number one, what is Reading with a Fedora and why? Okay. Reading with a Fedora is a web show in which I read a book while wearing a fedora. Yeah. Why was this show conceived? Basically, you see, this is a really swanky hat, and I bought it for a Halloween costume. And personally, I feel like I spent a bit too much money, more than I would normally have for a part of a costume. But that was because I really liked the hat. And the thing is that I'm not much of a hat person because I never really felt that I looked good with hats on. So I thought, I want to wear the shit out of this hat. And how do I maximize that? And it also so happened that I have a really big collection of books that I have not read in its entirety, in their entirety. And these are books that other people would know about or have on their shelves, and they themselves have not read them. Time constraints, boredom, no mood, a variety of reasons. And so I thought that, I could read these books while wearing a fedora and record myself doing it. Brilliant. So, yes, that's why I was born. So, I read these books, and you get your opportunity to sort of read the books too by hearing me read them. Okay. Um, what sort of books will I be reading? Well, I honestly wish to read a variety of books. Unfortunately, I'm also very wary of copyright, and I really don't want to get sued. So, let me just briefly explain the law regarding reading aloud. Reading aloud is not a infringement of copyright if you own the book, if you bought it or inherited it or whatever. So me reading aloud is legal, completely lawful. However, only for private quote unquote performances. So technically, I am not allowed to read books aloud for the public. And since this is an online on the internet web show, this is considered reading to the public. So I won't read books that are not in the public domain or have not been allowed by their authors to be performed in public, which means we'll be going through books like 1001 Arabian Nights, things by Jules Verne, Charles Dickens, Dante. We're going to be reading Moby Dick, whatever I can get my hands on. And of course, I always welcome suggestions for books to be read because, I don't have a list of books that are available in the public domain, and I also don't have a list of books where the authors are like, hey, read it aloud, I don't care. So, yeah, this is the introduction. And, before I end, I would also like a quick note. I won't be reading entire books in one broadcast, one sitting, because, Moby Dick, 1001 Arabian Nights, I really don't think so. Instead, what I'll be reading will be several pages to a chapter in a sitting. And of course, I'm not just limiting myself to novels. I'm also going to be reading poetry and short stories. So if you guys have any comments, any suggestions, feel free to hit me up.